What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another theory with your host, as always, KMac Time. Today we're take a look at one of the biggest questions in Pokemon, and that is, why does everyone else in the Pokemon world only have 2 to 3 Pokemon, where you catch hundreds, literally hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon? If you ever take a look at all the NPCs or all the trainers that you face, especially early in the game, they only have 1, maybe 3 Pokemon, and some of them have 6. But if they have 6, they seem to be the same Pokemon, which leads me to think that they've mastered catching Magikarp or they've mastered catching Metapods, which isn't that hard. So why is it that your character, Red or Blue, can catch all these Pokemon while everyone else kind of struggles with it? Well, I've come up with a theory that maybe it has to do with not how many Pokeballs you have, but how you throw the Pokeballs. And I don't mean how fast, I don't mean in a certain technique, I just mean being accurate with the Pokeballs. If you talk to some of the trainers after battles, a lot of times they'll tell you that they missed out on catching a rare Pokemon, or they missed out on catching a Pokemon because the Pokemon ran away, or they didn't have enough Pokeballs, or the Pokemon escaped from the Pokeball. Well, if you think about it, if you really think about it, how many times do you miss with a Pokeball when you throw one? Exactly, you never miss, it always hits. Now, whether or not you catch the Pokemon is depending on whether it breaks out of the ball, but you always hit. You 100% hit the Pokemon. Of course, there are exceptions with legendaries or Safari Zone Pokemon, but we'll get to that in a minute. But for the most part, if you throw a Pokeball, no matter what level the Pokemon is, it's going to hit. You walk into a cave, you see a Geodude, you throw a Pokeball, it's going to hit if you're playing the game. Now, that may not be the case for everyone else. What I've come up with is a theory that your character actually has some kind of ability where he can throw Pokeballs more accurately than others. That's why he becomes a Pokemon Master. Not because he's a good trainer, but because he's got a good arm. Now, if you remember back to the original games, there was an old man who showed you how to catch Pokemon right outside of the second city. So right after leaving Pallet Town, you already got a lesson on how to throw a Pokeball. This guy may have had some kind of secret technique to make you more accurate with your Pokeballs, and only you and your rival from the original games may have only got this tip, making it very, very reasonable that you guys will catch Pokemon at a higher rate than other NPCs. Now going back to, well, KMac, you miss Pokemon all the time. What happens when you throw an Ultra Ball at Mewtwo and it says you missed the Pokemon? Or you throw a Pokeball at Snorlax and you missed the Pokemon? What about Safari Zone Pokemon that you miss? Kangaskhan, Pinsir, Scyther, constantly missing with those are hard to catch. Well, the answer is simple. In most cases, with the legendaries at least, you're in a dark cave. Think about it. It's a lot harder to be accurate when you're in a dark cave. You may miss the Pokemon because it's harder to see. It's harder to move around in the dark cave. That's explanation enough for that. Now, as for the rest, it's a little harder to explain those. Snorlax may or may not be able to bat off his Pokemon. They might bounce off his fat. You may not actually be missing. It's just harder to catch him because he's so soft. Now, as for the Safari Zone Pokemon, it may be due to because you're not used to throwing a heavier Safari Ball. It's a lot heavier than a actual Pokeball or Ultra Ball, so it may be throwing your game off just a little bit. Compared to throwing a baseball to throwing a softball. Something along those lines. If you're going to be really, really accurate with a baseball, and you're going to try the same exact technique with the softball, it may change the way your trajectory a little bit. You may not be quite as accurate. It may take more throws to hit something. But that is just what this theory is about, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys would like to leave your comments and your thoughts down in the comment section on this theory. As always, guys, have a great day. Remember to like this video. If you guys like this video, it helps me out tremendously. Put to 500 likes. It would help my channel out greatly. If you guys are new around here, you guys can feel free to subscribe to my channel to get more theories in your sub box and gameplays coming up your way soon. So always, guys, have a great day. Getting the fuck on. Remember, it's KMac time somewhere. Until next time, guys, take it easy and peace out.